How's it going, everybody? Ryebread here today, and we are back with our Toronto Maple Leafs franchise mode. And in the last one, we went up and down. We're doing all right here, as you can see in the Atlantic Division. We're in fourth. We're in the wild card, but we still have a legitimate shot to get into one of those solid 2 or 3 positions. I don't know if we're gonna be able. We need to go on a serious run. I know it's just halfway through the season. 10 points isn't that much to make up, but I'm shooting more for the third or a second seeded divisional spot, not necessarily a wild card. And in the last one, I asked you guys, what should we go for if we do trade? I'm going to get up to the trade deadline in this one, but as you guys said here, you guys want me to go for at least a top 4 defenseman, if not a top pairing guy. And I looked at other teams' trade blocks, and I actually looked at a few trades and, tried to see if they'd go through or not, or measuring up the trade value. Just nothing was going to get done right now, so I can't make a trade right now here at January 13th. But I will look to make a trade maybe in the maybe around the trade deadline. So when we get up to the trade deadline, I'll go ahead and I'll look around the league. But there is one change I want to make, and before I forget, that would have been really bad. So we got about another month and a half, another maybe 7 weeks until the trade deadline. So we'll see how the team performs. But there is one change I do want to make. Now, I did leave Ryebread Valiev up on the NHL squad because he's been playing, I guess, fantastically. He's got 1 assist. I know you guys are saying, well, that's great. 13 games, 1 point, but he's a +6. And in 13 games, he's already got, 23 hits, 18 blocks. You think about it, 13 games played in the NHL. You multiplied that by 7. You got about 81 games there. That means he's going to go about for 140 hits this year. And maybe 140 block shots. Those are seriously impressive numbers. But again, he's listed as a minor top 2 defenseman, and there is our top defenseman prospect in the AHL. He is now officially listed as ready to come up to the NHL, and Timothy Liljegren will be playing on the 6th defensive pairing because I will leave. He's lost morale because of his nervous about his call-up. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of looking at the lines here. Kirby Reichel gained morale. Okay, Garrett Sparks lost morale. But Scott Hartnell here, I wonder, this bottom line has been a big fat minus, I remember that. But I might need to change something there. We'll go about a few more weeks here, but we'll put Liljegren in there because I do want him to grow the way he's supposed to. In the AHL, I haven't really looked at his stats. He's a -6, 18 points. As far as blocks and hits and stuff like that, he does block a lot of shots, throws his body around a decent amount. Giveaway to takeaway ratio is actually pretty solid for a defenseman. Usually defensemen have a lot more giveaways than takeaways, but it's close to a 1-to-1 ratio you can get for your defenseman. That's great. He's shooting like 4%, which is not bad for a defenseman. I'd like to see a little bit better, but pairing him with Connor Carrick, who's a really good plus guy. I think Connor Carrick is just a good plus guy. So I think that might be why Valiev looks so good. I'm going to go ahead and send Valiev down. I get it. There's errors. I'll fix those in just a second. Just let me send the damn player down. Oh, wait. Nope. He's in the NHL. And Valiev, there you go. Hartnell was another guy I considered pulling. I know we have him for like 2 more years. I don't necessarily like that. So maybe I could even flip him at the deadline unless we're playing fantastic and then I won't mess with anything. But I guess Valiev was also a good locker room presence. Well, that's great. I also can't wait to get Nathan Horton's contract off the books. I know he's on LTIR in real life, but there's no way for me to get him off the team without just scrapping him completely before we went ahead and started this series. So that's okay. We'll deal with it. I'll make do with what I got, and it'll be really, really nice to get that $5 million off the books. Now, Nikita Sashnikov would be the number 1 guy to call up if I decided to get rid of Scott Hartnell and he continued to play poorly, or that 4th line continued to play poorly, because he is leading the AHL in points. But it's not time to make a move just yet. Like I said, I might make a move for a defenseman because that's what you guys said. If we make a move, that's the kind of move you want to see. I know I need some defensemen right now, but hopefully Liljegren can step up in a big way as a rookie here in the second half of the season. And his first game we lose 8-4. Well, that's just great. That's a great rookie debut. Whoa, what? Okay, so McElhaney, my first and second for Vlasic, and a 4th. And 8 years left at $7 million. I'm gonna have to say no to that trade. Versus Nashville, we lose again. We get 2 defensemen in this trade, more for a 2nd and a 3rd. I'm going to edit this trade because I don't mind the idea of having more on the team. He's got 3 years left at about what was it, $4.5 million, which is not terrible. Doesn't look like he's playing great in New Jersey there, so we'll go ahead and have to look at that one. Blocks, yeah, giveaway take. He's actually, well, it's a pretty good giveaway to takeaway ratio, although I think that's a little bit skewed after last season's stats. I'm going to go ahead and hold off because I don't really want to give up 2 picks, but if they would, you know, I mean, a second for John Moore is an option. These teams are like, he was not an option before. I might have looked at him and considered him. But he was not an option before. We'll see what we can go with at the trade deadline. But I think for now, I don't want to push the panic button too much as we lose 3 straight. But then we bounce back with points in the OT loss. Oh, my God, there's another loss as well, guys. I'm going to, okay, a 7-1 win. I'm going to go ahead and stop the simulation here. We'll just go past this Edmonton game and see what happens. It may prompt a change. It's going to prompt a change, boys. I am going to make a change. I'm going to scratch Scott Hartnell and call up Nikita Soshnikov, as we have now fallen out of the wild card spot, which is not at all what we want to do, because we want to make the playoffs for the first time in this rebuild. I guess it's a rebuild, but I guess we're just going for straight for the cup. But Nikita Soshnikov is going to come up, and we're not going to send Scott Hartnell down. We're just going to put Soshnikov in where Scott Hartnell is right now. So Scott Hartnell, yeah, actually, is his plus minus getting better? I think their plus minuses are getting better there. I don't know what the issue is then. These guys up here are all pluses. Yeah, Sedin's a minus, so I guess we could consider moving somebody up. But as far as defensemen, Morgan Riley. Oh, wait, is Connor Carrick, is he getting worse? Connor Carrick is, yeah, he's getting worse. Why is he getting worse? Recent individual performance. Interesting. So Connor Carrick is getting worse. I do want to keep playing him, though. I do want him to kind of snap out of this funk. But I definitely agree with a lot of you guys that we do need some help on the back end. And if we do trade for someone, Liljegren can stay up as that 6th defenseman. But I'm going to go ahead and put Soshnikov in there just to see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to go. Okay, wait. What just happened? All right, Soshnikov there, 4th line forward. Feels great. I'm glad. You got to just prove to me that you deserve to stay up here. Connor Carrick. Okay, so that's great. He's got the best locker room chemistry with Connor Carrick, which is interesting. So maybe that chemistry down there on that bottom line. And let's see. Do I have everyone playing that I want playing? Travis Dermott probably can go up there. Valiev and Nielsen. Yep, that's fine. Marinson, Rosen. Do we have anybody scratched that I would want playing? Nope. Paliota? Nope. We're good. Okay. So, I think I got the lines all set, boys. We'll go ahead and keep simulating maybe a couple more weeks here. Dominic Moore is now the leading point getter down in Toronto, I guess. But we'll go ahead and see, can we, I don't want to have to give up draft capital if, the team is going to perform well, but we'll go ahead and simulate up right before this Boston game here, as well. See if that, maybe calling Soshnikov up, getting maybe a younger guy, more speed. There we go. Okay, we win with his first game up on the roster. So let's see. Where are we scouting? We've already scouted, not all the way across Canada. Nope, defenseman for 3 weeks. There we go, in the QMJHL. And he got an injured back. So we'll just put Scott Hartnell right back in there, and we'll keep this video rolling. And we lose the 1-0 to the Vegas Golden Knights, who are absolutely terrible. All right, so now he's back. Great. Fully recovered from the injury. I do want to make sure he's in there. It's just a quick swap between these two guys anyway. I just have to hit yes, substitute them, and they can play wherever they need to. Hyman and then Soshnikov. There we go. Okay, so I didn't know if Hyman was a left wing, but he is confirmed to be a right wing. And there we go. Now we're getting a couple wins back to back. Geertsen, I'm gonna say no. Geertsen, not Geertsen. It's not like Gergensons. No, I don't really need the picks. I need the wins, though, and a win against Detroit. We need to beat these Atlantic Division opponents as we lose to the Florida Panthers. Now the New York Islanders without John Tavares, John Moore and Green. Why would I know? Don't give me Green too. I don't want to take those 2 contracts. I'm gonna hit decline. Let's see here. Shootout win there. Josh Georges, no thank you. I don't want anything to do with him. Good God, Carolina here. We lose 2-1 versus Tampa Bay. Can we beat Tampa? We lose to Tampa Bay versus Ottawa, and oh my God, we are getting absolutely destroyed. I need to go make a trade, boys, and I think I have a good idea of where it's gonna be. I'm just gonna go ahead and look through the teams just to see if there's somebody better than Moore, maybe a more favorable deal than Moore. But the Anaheim Ducks here probably don't want to sell too much. Skaters matching the block. Nope. We'll sort by overall. Okay, just one player from the Bruins. Sabres want to get rid of Nylander. Okay, we can reunite the Nylander brothers. Nope, nobody on the Blackhawks, or nobody on the Hurricanes, I think. Wilson, no thank you. Yeah, look, there's a lot more players, and there's a lot different teams in here with players than when I just looked a little bit earlier. Kyler Yamamoto would not be a bad person to trade for. Like, I could potentially trade for a first for him, I guess. Trade my first this year. Although my first is getting seriously high in trade value, guys. Florida Panthers, not draft picks, but skaters matching the block. They want to get rid of Keith Yandel, but I don't want his contract, so unfortunately, I'm not going to say yes to getting Keith Yandel on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nope from Minnesota. Nope okay, so Fiala, Bonino, and Elliott. Interesting that they want to give up Fiala, but that's okay. Moore is on the block here. He's solid. He's, average, so maybe we can even see him get up to an 83. I think I'm going to go ahead and do... Actually, you know what? Wait, we're gonna go ahead and look and make sure that I'm not going to be overlooking anybody. So, overall, yep, we're still sorting by overall. Rangers, nope. Nope, no Ottawa, no Philadelphia. Pittsburgh, nope, nobody from Pittsburgh. San Jose, Phaneuf, Martin. I was thinking Martin because, he's older and... okay, so you know what? We'll try and see if we can get Martin. I know he's older, but he's still listed as a top 4 defenseman. He's a very solid defensive defenseman. The dude's not going to put up points for you, but I'm going to hang on to Ty Smith. I'm pretty happy to have Ty Smith a second for Martin. Now they do it. See, he wasn't on the block earlier. Now he is. That kind of frustrates me. Can I give up a 3rd and a 5th for him? We'll see if those 2 picks... Do I even need to give up the... I probably need to give up the 5th. And rejected... You aren't where you need to be, nor are we particularly interested, so I think I'm going to have to give San Jose a little bit too much for what they would, for what they're offering me, when I could just give a 2nd straight up for Klim Kostin. Ooh, interesting. Cal Foote, yeah, it's not going to help me out right now too much. Del Zotto, no thank you, do not want him on my team. Vegas has nobody on the block. TJ, apparently, oh, that's right, guys, the Washington Capitals totally bombed this season. They are not good. So where are we going? New Jersey Devils get more on the board there. Throw in our 2nd because they do want our 2nd. Boom, there we go. That should be able to go through. Trade accepted. There we go, boys. And now we can have a much more solid defensive core. Multiple morale changes for trading for a quality player here at the deadline, just a few days before the deadline. Be kind of cool if they had the phones thing like they did. That'd be a nice feature to bring back. But we'll go ahead and edit the lines, see what they have, hit best lines, see what they have going here, best lines. They have Hartnell in there instead of Hartnell. I'm going to go ahead and get Soshnikov. So they scratched Liljegren and Carrick. Interesting, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and fix that right now. Actually, no, I'm just going to get Hainsey out of there. How's Liljegren doing? Because I'm so quick to just throw him back in. He's got 5 points. He's a -1, and... Not doing too poorly. So, you know what? I want to keep playing him because he is listed as, a top 6 defenseman, but definitely looks a lot better here. John Moore does want to talk to me, so what does he want to know? Being traded, but I'll make you proud of your choice. We know you can bring a lot, and we've not... Oh, wow. So my motivational tactics have made him upset, so that's not good because we don't want the guy we just traded for to be even more upset. So... Trade deadline done. There's the top 4 defensemen at least that you guys wanted. And now let's go ahead and get through here to about the 27th here. We got a lot of Atlantic games coming up there at the end of the season. So those could be huge for us making the playoffs. Forwards in the United States of America for 3 weeks versus Boston here. Now with the acquisition of Moore, I know I just made a trade. We lose 5-2. We lose to Detroit. We beat the Wild. So if only we were a Western Conference team, because we lose to the Penguins. Versus Montreal, we win 3-2. Philly, we win 6-3. All right, maybe the chemistry is going to get rolling now, boys. 3 wins. There we go. Another win. There's a 4th win in a row. Now up against Buffalo. We lose. We get shut out. But that's okay. Can we pick it back up against Vegas? And I have to do scouting beforehand. Vegas is 24-41-5. I know they don't like their ice time, but let's go ahead in the United States. Defenseman for 2 weeks versus Vegas. We do pick it back up with a win versus Boston. We lose. That's not good because there's another Atlantic opponent. We lose to the Rangers as well, and we lose to the Islanders versus Calgary. We lose as well, and we are 36-36-4. You'd think a team with this kind of talent would be able to actually produce on the ice. How are we we're at the bottom of the Atlantic again? Oh my god, and we need to get 10 points here in the final few weeks of the season just to have a chance. I'm going to put Austin Matthews on that first line and move Marner down to the second line. I'm going to move Sedin down, Kadri up, Marner goes to the wing. Can somebody play center on this line? Actually, Daniel Sedin can play center. Hyman has dropped Bozak there and Sashnikov defensively. Yeah, we're fine with that. Chris Weidman, no, I'm gonna get him off and put Connor Carrick in. Yeah, I know he's just furious with his ice time, but it's whatever. And that really, really sucks that we bombed out at the end of the season. The start of the season went so well, and then everything just started going downhill. It would take a freaking miracle for us to make the playoffs at this point. I mean, with the amount of games we have left, we have to win out. Otherwise, we're eliminated. Against Buffalo, we win. Versus Philly, we lose in a shootout. And against St. Louis, who knows what we're going to do because I have to scout first forwards for 2 weeks. In the SHL, we lose in overtime there. Against Buffalo, we win in a shootout. Yeah, nobody's really playing that well. And I'll just simulate through the rest of the season. Hopefully we hit 40 wins. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather stay at the bottom. And there we go. So it's 39-37-6. A very poor season with John Tavares and Austin Matthews and all those guys. I mean, to finish second last in the Atlantic, I mean, the Atlantic is stacked. What the hell happened to the Atlantic? Since when is the Atlantic the powerhouse? Look at the Washington Capitals down there at 67 points. Good God. Since when is the Atlantic oh my God, the Metro had 3 teams over 100 points? And since when are the Senators the best team in the Eastern Conference? Like, they're the best team in the NHL. The Ottawa Senators finishes the best team in the NHL. So, guys, write that down. Next year, Ottawa, best team in the NHL. Go for it. Anyway, I'll go ahead and look at the stats here. Very disappointing that we missed 2 years in a row now. I don't think this roster with the talent on it should have missed. I mean, you got these top 4 guys should be able to will you to the playoffs every season. We need our defensemen to grow, so hopefully Liljegren can come up and become a staple for us. I mean, he got 12 points in 38 games. He was a +1. Hopefully he grows for us in the offseason. Maybe was it goaltending that let us down? Yeah, I mean, Frederik Andersen did not do very well. I mean, he played 70 games, but still, 905 and 282 is not very good for your starting goaltender. Our backup goaltender, Picard, had a very nice bounce back season after last year finishing sub 900 save percentage. This year almost posting a 930 save percentage. So that's quite all right. So we just can't seem to put it all together at the same year. And I guess we'll go look at the goaltending stats first. Why not? And save percentage, I'll sort that. And then minimum games, 40, please. Can we get to 40? There we go. So Tuukka Rask, wow. But I'm going to go with Sergei Bobrovsky on this one. I don't know about you guys, but they have basically the same save percentage, and his goal against average was better. So I'm going to go with Sergei on this one. Let's go ahead and check out all skaters, though. As far as who led the NHL in points, it was Steven Stamkos with 103. Connor McDavid potted 55 goals, 96 points. Kucherov up there as well. Kane, Tarasenko, Puljujarvi, who's now an 85. He's probably playing with McDavid, that's why. Ovi, even in a terrible season for the Caps, still put in 57 goals. I mean, you can't blame Ovechkin, but all right, so there's your goal leaders, James the Real Deal Neal and Patrick Kane. That rounds out Tyson Jost. Oh, okay. And he's got a picture. I've never seen his picture. So and now as far as defensemen are concerned, here's a recap of the defensemen. Drew Doughty barely edges out Erik Karlsson for the Norris. Oliver Ekman-Larsson did great as far as points, but not so great defensively. So Hedman up there with a great plus-minus and a great amount of points, so that's good to see. We don't have anybody up there, so I mean, we don't really have an offensive defenseman either, but there you go, boys. That is the end of this one. I don't know what to ask you guys. I don't know what to do. Just let me know down in the comment section what we need to do to make this team, better, because they're not. They I mean, did we even get better? What was our point total at the end of last season? Well, anyway, it's too late to find out about that now. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.